Hello, I'm Sonia Ong, the Executive Director of Blue Education. We were here since the 90s and have been working closely with the universities, English language schools, TAFE, and other public and private institutions all around Australia for the last 20 years. So we have helped countless number of international students plan their way to Australia to study, work, and eventually some of them settling down here. With me this afternoon is Jaws Sharpening, who's the Partnership Development Manager for Australia New Zealand for Study Group, and also Alison Chan, who is the International Relationships Manager for Australia New Zealand for the University of Western Australia. So over to you, Joss.
Hello everyone, thank you Sonia. My name is Joss. I've been working at Taylor's College or Study Group since this year. Before that I was working at UWA, the University of Western Australia, and before that some time ago I was an international student. So if you have any questions about being an international student or Taylor's College, please feel free to ask me. I'll just share my screen quite quickly so you can see the presentation that we have. Share. Fantastic, can you see my screen? So at Taylor's College Perth, we offer three main programs. We have the Academic English Preparation Program, the Foundation Program, and the Diploma programs. The Foundation Program is the pathway to any of UWA's 5 main bachelor degrees. One of the point of differences with the college is that we have very small classroom sizes, about 25 students. We provide a very nurturing environment, a lot of one-on-one opportunities between parents and students. As I mentioned before, the Foundation Program, providing that you meet the minimum entry requirements, the GPA, you can get direct entry to UWA for your first year of study to any of their 5 main bachelor degrees. There are a number of different intakes that we offer, and we have 3 different types of foundation learnings from advanced, standard, and extended programs. If you'd like to know more about the duration, do come talk to me, but I know I've got a tight schedule to speak to you all today. The entry requirements will depend on where you're from and your background. So again, if you do have any questions, you can visit the link, the website, or have a chat to me as well. And there's also an English language requirement in addition to your academic requirement as well. As for our diploma programs, we offer 2 main diploma programs. These will be the Diploma of Commerce as well as the Diploma of Science. We're really proud to say that 98% of our graduates are successfully offered a place at the university. There are different majors to choose from. You can choose up to 2 different majors, but to begin with, for the Diploma of Commerce, you can choose accounting, business law, economics, professional economics, finance, human resource and marketing, human resource management, marketing and management. Again, we have small class sizes, up to 25 students, and the duration can be anywhere from 12 months up to 8 months. Upon successful completion of the Diploma of Commerce, you can move directly into the 2nd year university at UWA and experience the university in full. Whereas the Diploma of Science, it's very similar to the Bachelor of Commerce. Let me just move this across. You can choose from any 1 or 2 majors, extending from anatomy and human biology, biochemistry and molecular biology, data science, computer science, engineering science, genetics, mathematics and statistics, pathology and laboratory medicine, pharmacology, physics and physiology. Again, our success rate is very high. We provide a nurturing environment, but we also have a lot of student support services for our students. So if you'd like to ask the academics any questions that you might have, if you'd like to get more one-on-one attention, we also provide that service, and we also have a 24/7 student support helpline. We also will be introducing Natalie, who will talk to you a little bit more about the college, but in the meantime, if you do have any questions, I'll be here towards the end of the presentation for that Q&A session. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Joss.
I'll pass you through to Alison and stop sharing the screen.
Thank you. So we'll just hold with the questions till sort of the end of the session. And we'll have Alison Chan now presenting on the University of Western Australia.
Hi everyone. Thanks Sonia and thanks Joss. My name is Alison and I am the International Relationship Manager here at the University of Western Australia. So let me just get straight into the presentation. Just want to tell you a little bit about UWA. It is a really great university to go to. I am an alumni of UWA, so it does hold a very special place with me, just because this is where I was educated as a university student. We are in the top 100 universities worldwide. So currently we are ranked 86th in the world. And if you have a look at all of the universities in the world, there's about 20,000 of them. So being in the top 1% of universities worldwide is a really great achievement for somewhere like Perth. We are part of the Group of 8 Universities Australia, which is the research intensive universities. So you know that your education at UWA is backed by research. So you will have the most cutting edge information available to you because we have a lot of world-class researchers here at the university. A lot of students are also wanting now not just the theoretical knowledge, but also the practical knowledge when choosing a course. And so here at UWA, almost 70% of all of our courses have a work integrated learning component embedded into the units. So that's a really great statistic to have, knowing that your course at UWA has that practical and that theoretical knowledge. And from the International Student Barometer of 2019, we're actually ranked first in Australia for campus events and activities. And that's a really great statistic for us, knowing that as the whole of Australia, Perth is obviously not the biggest city, but to be first in campus events does show that our university has that really great student experience. So last year we hosted over 1,200 different campus events, and majority of them were actually student run. So it's a really great student experience for the students studying here at UWA. If you want to have a look at our campus, you can see this is our campus on the screen here. It's a really beautiful campus to study at. On one side of the campus is the Swan River, and on the other side of the campus is Kings Park. So it's a lovely area, very leafy, very green, lots of open spaces for our students to study. You will also see the Perth CBD, the Perth City, on the right-hand side there. We're located 5 kilometres from the city centre, so very easy to get to no matter where you live in Perth. There are buses that go from the city to UWA. Will probably take you about 15 minutes by bus to get to our campus. If you are looking at staying on campus, we do have our college accommodation, and that is literally across the road from our campus. So we do have 5 colleges that you can stay at, and they all are directly across the road from us. Okay, so if I just get into the courses that you can study at UWA, as Josh said earlier, if you are studying the UWA Foundation Program at Taylor's College, you will be able to apply for our arts, biomedical science, commerce, or science bachelor degrees, or the Bachelor of Philosophy, which is the 4-year research intensive degree. To get into the Bachelor of Arts, biomedical science, commerce, or science, you are looking at a foundation program score of at least 66. To get into the Bachelor of Philosophy, you would need a foundation program score of 89. For those diploma students, you can actually get into the Diploma of Arts, Biomedical Science, Commerce or Science with your diploma pass. But as Josh said earlier, the Diploma of Commerce and the Diploma of Science will give you that 1-year credit if you are going into the Bachelor of Commerce, the Bachelor of Science, or the Bachelor of Biomedical Science, depending on what majors you're looking at doing. For students who want to get into a Bachelor of Arts, maybe you want to study something like architecture or communication and media studies, you can still do that through the Taylor's Diploma. You just might not get as many credits as someone who's getting into the Bachelor of Commerce. The last thing I want to say about our courses, because I know this is very brief, is that the best thing about the UWA courses is that you can study up to 2 majors. So your major is your area of specialization. So I studied at UWA studying a Bachelor of Science, majoring in psychology, and that was my specialization. So you could study a Bachelor of Commerce, majoring in marketing, and have a second major in finance or accounting. but you could also have a second major from a completely different area. So we have students who are studying something like a Bachelor of Science, majoring in data science, with a second major in French, or a second major in economics. And that is completely up to you. And that is the beauty of our courses. You can have those two specializations and complete that in 3 years, or 2 years if you do the diploma. I know we're talking about this a bit later, but I just want to quickly add that if you are going to Taylor's College and coming into UWA through that pathway, you will be eligible for a range of different scholarships. The Global Excellence Scholarship is one of the biggest ones we have. And if you do well at Taylor's College, you could get up to $15,000 per year of study. What you need to score is on the screen. So with the foundation program and with the diploma, there are different scores that you would need to achieve in order to be eligible for a scholarship from UWA. So I will finish with that. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. These are all of our contact details, so you are welcome to contact us. Obviously, Sonia has been in partnership with UWA for many years, so she knows all of our contact details. But we also have our social media channels, including WeChat and Weibo.
Thanks, Alison. We've got 2 more participants whom we would like to introduce to the session today. Perhaps I can introduce Natalie Cole first. She's currently studying at Taylor's College. So Natalie, tell us a little bit about what you're currently doing and how do you feel about being on campus here in Perth? Well, minus the lockdown period.
I'm a UWA Foundation Program student. I will be studying biomedical science next year. When I was on campus, I loved it. The teachers are all really supportive and sincere. And since the campus doesn't have too many people, it's a very cozy environment where everybody knows everybody. And we're all really supportive of one another. Plus, the school organizes lots of small activities during school hours because a lot of the time we have large breaks between classes, and the activities just make school much more than just focusing on academics. Yeah.
Are you looking forward to going back on campus?
Very much. I miss the people. I miss hanging out with my friends at school and sitting in the hub. The hub is a really comfortable place to study and to do group projects. And it's where we spend most of our time and where it's most eventful. I also miss the teachers and in-person tutorials where they really provide a lot of extra support and they give really great feedbacks for assignments.
That's good to hear. So Jaws, we're really looking forward to the campus opening once again so that the kids can actually go back to school.
And we look forward to having all the students.
Yeah. So Natalie's probably in her homestay at home, currently at the homestay family's home. And yeah, and probably logging on to the online platform 8 hours a day. Yeah.
Not that much, maximum 5.
All right. Okay. That's not too bad. Thanks a lot, Natalie. Do you have any questions for Alison? You're looking forward to going to UWA next year?
I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. We also have Joey Lim. Joey's currently a student at UWA. And yeah, is Joey there online?
Yeah, can you guys see me? Yeah, all right. Hi, yeah, so I'm taking a psychology major, so they basically Bachelor of Arts and then double major in psychology. Yeah, that's what I do.
So what made you choose UWA, Joey?
I think definitely because it is prestigious, but also because my sister graduated from this university. I know she did a lot of things. So she took a double degree, and in each degree she took a double major, which was very hectic, but she was able to do it within like 3 years. And I think, yeah, that was actually what was really interesting about it. She also had a lot of opportunities in UWA, you know, internships, volunteering experiences, especially with Member of Parliament. So I think that was actually really interesting about it. And I just wanted to find out, you know, what's the talk about UWA.
So I understand that you love UWA in many circumstances, but what do you love most about being a student at UWA?
What I love most is definitely the opportunities that they give you. You know, I was in my first year, and I was able to take internships. And you know, most programs or internship programs, they only allow, you know, second or third year or even honors to do your internships, but you know, they gave you the access to do it, and they helped you, you know, guide you through that process. Because you know, I was on my first year, I was very insecure, I had a lot of self-doubt, like was I able to do it? But you know, they had that kind of guidance and professional guidance for you to go through that. That's what I like about it.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So do you think that there is an advantage graduating from one of the G8 from UWA?
Yeah, definitely there is an advantage. I have some friends who are not from the G8, so I don't want to be biased, but there's definitely a bonus in, you know, your applications and also for your career goals in the future.
Thank you, Joey.
No
Thank you very
worries.
much. Yeah, we're gonna open the floor for questions. Are there any questions from anyone in the session?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm moving back to Perth, so I was just wanting to ask about the Masters of Audiology. Is that covered by fee help?
Sorry, you're a domestic student, is it?
Yes. I'm just working overseas at the moment, but I'll be moving back to Perth in a couple of months. So I'm just inquiring about the.
Are you talking about the Master of Audiological Sciences or the Masters of Clinical Audiology? So the Master of Clinical Audiology. The Master of Clinical Audiology actually only has an intake every 2 years, and the last intake was actually this year. So what that means is that there won't be another intake until 2022. So none next year, but there is some the year after.
Okay, I see.
I've got a question. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Cool. Sorry, I've got a question from one of the moms. Yeah, for both Joss and Alison. My child has been studying in a non-English medium school for the last 10 years. I'm worried that he is unable to cope in his studies. Would any of you like to help me out with this?
I can go first. Very good point. I would say that at Taylor's College, about 90% of our students are international students. And whilst we do have some domestic Australian students, majority of students will come from a different background, a different culture, and all different levels of English as well. So having said that, our teachers, our professors, they know how to speak to the students, and we understand, you know, their background, where they're coming from, having taught for a number of years, and also being a teacher in different countries. So I don't think you're particularly disadvantaged coming to an international school, not having done English prior. And notwithstanding that, all the friends that you make from different nationalities and cultures will help you improve your English whilst you study as well.
So my tip really is also to just echo what Joss said, but also remind everyone that we do have really great academic support services available at Taylor's College and at UWA. So there is something called Study Smarter, which also includes academic support, but also English and maths support. So there is a lot of students, not just international students, but there is a lot of students at UWA who access Study Smarter. You can get help with your essays. So if you have essays or lab reports that you need help with, that you have written and you want someone to look at before you submit them to your professor, that's what our academic support services are for. So the Study Smarter people will actually have an appointment with you, go through your essay, give you some tips. There's also conversation lessons that you can go to. So my advice is really to push yourself and get out there, speak to all the people you can. But also, it's really great to, as Josh said, it is a very multicultural environment. At UWA, 80% of our students are domestic students, 20% are international. So you will have a really good mix with local students, and to practice your English as well. So do make sure that you really get involved. That would probably be my best advice.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Are there any other questions? Yep, we've got one. Hang on. Do you want to ask this on your own, or would you like me to present the question? Just checking. All right. I've got one here from one of the parents. Can't my child go directly to UWA?
Definitely. If your child is eligible for UWA, we will definitely accept them as a direct entry into our courses. If your child has either not completed their final year of schooling, they could go to do the foundation program. But also if they maybe have missed just under the requirements to get into a UWA degree, they can then look at doing the diploma, which is equivalent to our first year of university.
And we help students transition, obviously, to the University of Western Australia. So a lot of students may have taken a gap year, or they've missed out a few different units, or they really want that supporting care at a much smaller institution to help them transition a lot better. So as I mentioned in the presentation, our class sizes are quite small, and this does give students the opportunity to learn differently to a larger university environment, and also just to have that overall support and care from an academic perspective, but also friends around them before moving into the second year of university or even just commencing university.
Thank you.
Hello, can I have a question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I just want to ask a question for my student, and because the student intend to study MBA, and I looking for the requirements that they allow the GMAT test, but I know the test is not available for like during this month. So any other placement test can be allowed for that.
So we have a lot of different entrance requirements for the MBA. One of them is the GMAT, but if students don't have the GMAT, the other admission requirements could also be previous study. So firstly, if they have a completed bachelor degree with a mark of 60%, they don't need to take the GMAT then. Or if they have a equivalent of 5 years work experience. So if they have equivalent of 5 years work experience, they could then get into our graduate certificate in business and go through the MBA that way. So the GMAT is not essential, but if students don't have the previous bachelor degree or don't have the graduate certificate in business, then yes, they would need the GMAT. But I would say the majority of students who are interested in the MBA will have a previous bachelor degree. So hopefully they can meet the requirements that way.
Okay, because the student is studying Bachelor of Commerce in UWA now, so he probably want to apply the MBA for next year February intake.
Okay, so the student who is graduating now, most of them won't actually be able to study the MBA because the MBA in general is for professionals who have had that work experience already. So it is really for students who are looking at maybe moving up into management, that sort of thing. So we do require students to have a minimum 3 years work experience before applying for the MBA. For your student, I would probably recommend another master's program, such as the Masters of Commerce or with a specialization in a sort of area like that, just because the MBA does need at least 3 years work experience.
Okay, thank you, Edison.
Thanks.
Probably have time for one more question. Is there anyone who would like to find out a little bit more about the study options at Taylor's College as well as UWA?
I have a question. Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Is there an age limit for everyone to study the foundation or diploma program?
Students would have to have completed year 12 or year 11 to get into the foundation or diploma program. We do accept minors, that is those who are under 18, but then it will become a case of organizing accommodation differently. So no age limit per se, but you have to show the academic requirements. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're very much welcome.
That was straightforward enough. That was good. Yeah. Are there any more questions? No. Oops. Yeah. We'd be interested to find out a little bit more about the scholarship. So that's what UWA is currently offering. What about Taylor's College, Joss?
Well, for scholarships, that is the extent of the scholarships we're offering at the moment. I do know that we have quite a few quiet ones in the background that we're working on, but nothing that I can state right now, Sonia. So the Global Excellence Scholarships with UWA is a very good one to go for, and it does motivate students to get those little extra marks, and that could make quite a difference in your degree as well. We did have scholarships in addition with UWA that we had earlier or late last year, but nothing at this point in time that we can quite state.
We've got someone who's trying to log in. Just give me a second.
While you're doing that, Sonia, I might also add that if you are a high achieving student at Taylor's College, you might also be asked to join the Top Scholars Program. So the Top Scholars Program at Taylor's College is for 2 to 3 students each semester. While you're at Taylor's, you will actually be able to do 1 unit at UWA that will go towards your bachelor degree. And that 1 unit is covered by Taylor's College, so you don't have to pay for that unit. And once you get into UWA, that unit will be credited to you as well. So that is something also that I would encourage you to strive for when you get into Taylor's College.
That's good. I've got one last question, and this is coming from one of the parents. Now, I'm not trying to compare the UK and Australia, but some of the universities in the UK are accepting students who've actually done partially their A levels. So, you know, completing the AS level. So is there a pathway we can work out for some of these students who've actually got the first term grades, wanting to come in to Australia to study and hopefully getting directly into a university? Even an express pathway from Taylor's College, would there be something that is in the pipeline?
So when you say partial A levels, sorry, Joss,
yes.
When you say partial A levels, do you mean they completed?
AS. Yeah,
yes, but have they actually completed the exams of any of the A levels?
Yes, yes. The first,
okay.
Yeah, so O levels done and then the partial, yes.
Oh, are you talking about AS levels then?
Yes, AS.
Okay. So AS levels for UWA is actually equivalent to year 11. So we would then recommend students to complete the foundation program at Taylor's College. But Joss, I don't know if you want to add anything to that?
No, so we don't have an express foundation program, but as Alison just pointed out, the Top Scholars program would probably be the next equivalent thing, whereby if you're one of the top high-performing students, we take up to 6 a year or 3 per semester, then as Alison pointed out, you can take that 1 extra unit at the university and be accredited that once you start your first year degree at UWA. So we take a look at students, the academic record, and identify them at an early stage to put them into this program. So this may take off time at the university level, but we don't have an express foundation program as such.
Okay, understood. Thank you. So, yep, that's probably all the questions we have, unless there's anyone else who would like to add to today's session. No? Well, thank you very much. Thanks, George, thanks, Alison, Joey, and Natalie for your time today, and wishing you guys all the best. And we really look forward to the campus opening again and having all the students back on the ground. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone, and good luck with the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you all someday. Thank you.
Bye.